should we go back into Supergirl?
Let's
Should we
do
talk
it.
some more about Tyler Hoechlin, by the way?
Hoechlin.
So we had this, didn't we? I called him Hoechlin on Monday because, hey, when you look at his name, it's H-O-E-C-H-L-I-N.
I thought it was Hoechlin too.
But we did research. We were like, hey, you just YouTube, how do you pronounce Tyler Hoechlin's name? And then it came up with a Tyler.
And then also on his
hey,
Twitter.
Hey, it's Tyler Hoechlin. Hey, it's Tyler Hoechlin.
On his Twitter, too, it says, pronounced Tyler Hoechlin. So.
You know, when you said he's going to look like Lord Farquaad, I thought you was about to...
She actually
when you said he looks like Lord Farquaad,
like
Shrek 1, best Shrek ever, by the way, I thought you were going to give me the biggest compliment and say that we have some similarities.
Oh, I apologize. That's not what I was going to say.
Yeah?
Well, you both are a similar complexion.
That's the best. That's the best you can do. That's the best you can do.
I don't know.
Guys, as we've seen in the news, in ratings, in everything, this guy has absolutely killed it. So, guys, in the comments so far in Twitter, how are you guys avoiding? How are you guys enjoying Tyler Hoechlin? His last name keeps throwing me. I keep wanting to say Hoechlin.
Yeah.
How have you guys been enjoying Tyler Hoechlin as Superman so far? We're not sure yet if we're getting him for 8 episodes for the full season. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get him for that long, which is kind of a heartbreak, but the show is named Supergirl, not Supergirl and Superman, or Supergirl and Superman and Guardian and Win and everybody else that's just getting kind of like shoved into that show.
And we're going to speak on that Guardian photo, too.
We have a good Guardian. We have a good Guardian. We'll talk about that in a minute. We're getting there in a minute. Secret identities. One thing I do like is Clark and Kara. I do believe Tyler Hoechlin has locked in the persona of Clark Kent. He's very ditzy. He's very...
Still very handsome,
It's still very handsome.
Like
and those glasses
just
help.
a little drooling coming out there.
So let's actually talk about how well he did as a performance, not just his looks.
I don't know, man. I'm very attached to Henry in the DCEU.
Okay, let's do this then. Let's throw this one out to you guys. I was a huge Henry Cavill fan.
Me
a lot
too.
of people are not a huge Henry Cavill fan. Devon is, so high five to Devon.
I liked him.
Of course, he's just beautiful. Of course, you enjoy him.
That's not true. I
Guy
just
looked like he
like
was
Smallville.
sculpted from God. Who's your more preferred Tyler Hoechlin? More preferred Superman? Tyler Hoechlin or Henry Cavill? I'm going to say Henry Cavill. I'm going to say Henry Cavill.
I'm going to say that's pretty much the only role Henry Cavill was made perfect for.
No, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I saw that. And
you didn't like it?
I love Guy Ritchie, and I saw that, and I was like, I don't know. And then, like, I saw Immortals. He's all right in that one. But, like, he got Superman.
Yeah.
Like, that role was made.
He hates that now, though.
What?
That's all that anybody can see him.
Because that's all he needs to play.
And you think he got paid that much money for it? You really think he hates it? He got paid that much money to do 3 Superman films?
His career
My
into
life
something
sucks,
else. And everybody's
right?
like, you're the guy from Superman. He's like, and
how do you think Daniel Radcliffe feels?
How do you think Mike Epps feels? He's going to be Day-Day. Always.
He's going to be what?
I said, how do you think Mike Epps feels? He's always going to be Day-Day.
How do you think who feels?
Mike Epps
feels. Guys, getting a little bit more into Supergirl before we branch off onto Mike Epps kind of world. Cat Grant was my favourite character, hands down, in the first season and in second season. We got Kara and Cat. For starters, she's absolutely beautiful. Second of all, which pisses me off, she's not going to be in it for that much longer.
What?
She's kind of paved the way now for Kara to do what she wants to do. She's set Kara up in the whole of the first season. Her first season was really trying to find out who Supergirl was. But now Cat has kind of sat Kara down and been like, yeah, you have 72 hours to tell me where your position is that you want to be as Kara in this company. So that's my main thing that's made me happy about Cat so far. She's really given that Kara that kind of direction. So now we can see Kara develop as a worker, as a functioning member of society, because it's got to be, I mean, you've got to put it on your shoulders. Like, when does this girl sleep? Excuse me.
She doesn't sleep.
Well, she doesn't have to. She's a Kryptonian. As long as they have sunlight, they don't have to sleep, eat anything. That's why they can survive in the vacuum of space.
So she can't live
Little Kryptonian fact for you.
Little Kryptonian facts right there. Miss Tessmacher, that's so true. The new assistant is just unfortunate. Who just gave me that shout out there? Yeah, Maurice Suggs. You're Miss Tessmacher, I don't know how you say her name, but shit, I feel so sorry for her. I've been an assistant in that kind of positions before, so I've had, Jack! Screamed at me many a time. So, Miss Tessmacher, we're going to be with you along the way. Hopefully, Kara's going to help you out. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Kara's development alongside Cat.
Do you think that she knows that Kara is Supergirl?
Right, so this is my little thing. In the end of season 1, they hugged. Supergirl and Cat were out on the balcony giving the whole little spiel about how Cat is just amazing and Supergirl's just messed up a bunch of shit, she needs to change, etc. But Cat and Supergirl hug. And Cat kind of looks real quick, as I'm sure she's hugged Kara before, and it's like, hold up a minute, this kind of feels the same, you know? Like, I've hugged Kara before, now I'm hugging Supergirl, something similar here. So I like to think that Cat does, but I don't think she does, but I'd like to think that she does.
That's an interesting way to remember somebody. Has been like, I know this hug. I've had this hug before.
Hugs can be very familiar.
I've had this hug.
And
For
you can
hugs,
connect
oh, hell
with
yeah.
someone
Yeah,
pretty
hugs
well.
can be
Hugs scientifically actually release
Endorphins.
endorphins.
Yeah.
That's it. That make you happy.
And when you hug
Hug
somebody,
everyone.
you take in their smell.
Yeah.
And, you know what
She
they
probably
feel
got like a whiff.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
hug someone today.
someone.
Whether it's a friend, a family member, or just somebody you just met.
Or a
Make
puppy.
sure-
Oh,
or a puppy. We had a
puppy.
puppy in here today. Pick up the Pez.
It's not me. It's not.
He's gonna go mad. Pick up
Y'all
the
see
Pez.
she knocked down the flash
I
past the
didn't
spin.
knock down
You
the-
put it back up.
You know what?
Oh my god.
You put it back up.
That's what happens when you mess.
I'm putting
Would
it on
you
this
believe
side.
that these two are the older ones out of the group? Never, right?
I'm not worried about Pez.
I'm not worried about Pez. Guys, we're going to
Real
talk about Lena Luthor real quick. Devon, you had a couple things. You weren't too happy to see a Lena Luthor. Obviously, I'm sure you would have liked to have seen a Lex.
I mean, yeah, you always want to see a Lex. I didn't
Katie
really.
McGrath.
Yes.
She was
She's
good.
so good.
Now she's doing a great job. I'll give her that. But that's just. Don't worry about me. Go do your.
Yeah, I know, because we'll get into something where Devon's is going to run on and be like, this is shit, and nitpicky the way he does, which is why we love him. That's why he's the #1 Flash fan. I'm a big fan of Lena, Katie McGrath. It seems as though she's more of a target for the Luthors instead. So using Lena right now, I feel like it's a possible opportunity and a possible platform to maybe bring in a Lex or maybe bring in some form of Lex, but definitely we're going to have Lex Corp. So let's hope for Luthor. Guys, are you going to look at seeing Luthor or are you happy with just Lena at the moment? And now my computer just got all flat, which is lovely. Kellum, what is my next? Metallo. This is where Lena comes into play.
Yeah.
So Metallo, John Corbin, who we did see, there he is. This is
There
our,
he is.
this is the comic book version of Metallo.
Yes.
This is what
So
Devon,
cool.
this is what Devon wanted to see. Unfortunately,
Yes.
he's not going to see full robotic Metallo. What we are going to see is John Corbin with the. I don't know what to call it. It's the Tony Stark looking thing that he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
along that's mixed with like the Firestorm Matrix gadget as well. But as we know, in the comics with John Corbin, Professor Val rescues him from a deadly crash. In this kind of incident, it was his fight with Superman and Supergirl. Professor Val, part of Project Cadmus, is what we're going to see in Supergirl, which is what I'm really looking forward to finding out
Cadmus
more
is
about.
gonna be intense.
Project Cadmus is going to be very strong within Supergirl.
Shout
as
out to
well.
my Young Justice people.
Who will
Cadmus.
hopefully get in.
Cadmus.
Shit, what did I see? I saw something about a possible Young Justice bit playing a part in
Oh, I did too.
Supergirl. So like
Oh,
somebody
I saw
coming
that
in, one of the
too
characters
somewhere.
or
Yeah,
something. But yes, John Corbin's going to be playing Metallo. Next week is going to be great on Monday because we're going to see Metallo versus Superman. And Metallo is one of Superman's technically biggest
Yeah.
enemies that you can get besides
yeah.
Lex and the main guys. And like I said on Monday, guys, he was voted IGN's 52nd greatest villain of all time.
Really?
52nd.
Supergirl, 52nd great. There's a lot of supervillains, by the way.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
going
know,
to consider 52nd, like this was in 2009 as well. 52nd still quite a good ranking.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting to see how the writers and the developers use Metallo when it comes to fighting Superman. And of course, seeing Superman and Supergirl team up again. How long have we been waiting for this kind of shit?
So long.
How long have we been waiting for this kind of shit? Guys, let's talk about some casting news real quick. Before we do talk about the casting news, if you guys have anything more about last week's episode that you want to chat with us about, guys, please feel free to hit me up in the YouTube comment. Please feel free to hit me up on Twitter @JackKind, and of course on our Facebook group that is going to come up right after Guardian. Don't worry about it. So guys, let's quickly talk about Guardian because this is also where I saw the casting news in our Facebook group. Devon. I know he hasn't got his typical yellow and blue costume, but could you imagine his head and his shield being bright yellow?
It's not
Come on,
even-
he looked
It
like
would
a
look
Wally.
weird.
It's
It
not
wouldn't
even
work.
the
He looks
color
like
that
Spartan.
it's not even the color that I'm worried about
Yeah, a
though.
little bit.
My main thing is like at this point I don't think they really just know what to do with Jimmy.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Like,
Why
they
are you
just have
becoming
no
Guardian?
idea. Like we completely just eliminated an entire other character now to make Jimmy Olsen, the nerdy little redhead camera guy, like the Guardian? Really? Like I said, Young Justice people, you know who Guardian is, okay? I
So
get
seeing this is kind of a bit of a piss take.
Now I
for the
do
Young
get that
Justice
he
fans.
big, bold, and black. That matches right there. But like, come on. Come on.
We're going to see how it comes. A lot of people have taken nicely to the costume. A lot of people have taken not so nicely, saying that they want the original comic book look in. So guys, like I said, please feel free to hit us up. You know Devon's thoughts, you know our thoughts here on the YouTube chat, on Twitter. And guys, the biggest Facebook group to discuss in all things Supergirl, where I actually found out about this casting, as well as some, where is it? Thank you. Supergirl discussing the TV show. Guys, this is your numero uno. Unero?
Unero. That works,
Numero
too.
uno.
Unero,
Spot
deucero.
for all things Supergirl, discussing the TV show. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Arnold, Noe,
Thank
and
you,
the
Lance.
rest of the admin for setting that group up. Guys, like I said, it's about 8,000 followers right now. They've got one for Supergirl, for Flash, for Arrow, and for Legends. And we're going to be showing you guys throughout the show, so you can be sure to be on the biggest forum on Facebook, talking all things Supergirl. And from this Supergirl Facebook group, guys, which is where we're constantly going to be asking you guys questions. If you guys ever want anything appearing on the show, please feel free to put it on those groups as well, so that we can bring it in and kind of just create some content, some fun stuff for you guys. Speaking of fun stuff, Eric Moran is a huge cosplayer. You guys may know him. He's a part of all of these groups. He's a great member, and we've got him as some Guardian cosplay. Devon,
Ooh,
you
nice.
now have
There we
your
go.
actual comic book. Big black bald guy,
That's
yellow
nice.
head, yellow shield. You
That's a
happy?
little more.
I like that one. I like Eric. Shout out to Eric. I likes that, Eric. I mess with that, you know? It's just...
Should we send this to CW and be like, yo, let's give Jimmy a kick and let's bring in Eric?
You know what, though? I'm not going to
Okay,
speak on it
just
too
change it real
soon.
quick.
Just because I've noticed that with the show, sometimes he might look like that now, but they always have that level of evolution, I've noticed with characters.
him.
So that might be how... He might
Like
look
you
like
said, he just looked like
RoboCop /
Stark.
SWAT
Yeah.
team right now, but he might evolve into, like, Guardian. I'm still a little about just taking Jimmy Olsen of all people and making him that, but, you know, what
Could
can
you
do?
imagine if they'd have tried to bring in another character? Because we said that about the Flash originally. The
Yeah.
Flash had too many characters in it. DC have got it on lock right now with the perfect amount of characters, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Supergirl is now getting to that point of where there's a lot of bloody characters, and it's hard to start keeping up with them. So if they would have tried to bring in another person for Guardian, I'd have just started tripping and been like, forget it, I can't bother with these names anymore.
They could just cast Eric Moran. I wouldn't
That's what I'm saying. Let's just give Jimmy Olsen a kick and let's get these guys in. Guys, that's me, that's Supergirl, that's your DC TV Universe crew for Supergirl so far. Thank you very much for speaking with myself and, of course, the guys
Yeah.
about Supergirl.